What's going on, my fellow Kino Lords? So today we got kind of a special and unique haul because this is actually a VHS haul. And it's courtesy from one of my longtime supporters and friends that goes by the name of Mike. And what's so awesome about this wonderful fellow is that he's 62 years old, and it's just really cool to have somebody that has as much film experience and film knowledge that he does. And like, we're always discussing films in the Discord all the time about films that came out like in the 70s. And he's always talking about how he was there like at the theatrical premiere of a film that came out in the 70s. And it's just really cool to have somebody,
really awesome.
you know, share their experiences in that way. And he was getting rid of I think he's getting rid of his entire VHS collection, if I'm not mistaken. And, you know, he offered if I wanted any, and I was like, sure, man, I'll take some. I don't think I have a VHS player anywhere right now, but like, it'd be really cool just to have them, because I actually grew up with, I mean, if you're from the 90s, you grew up with VHS films. So it's really cool to have some classic films that I really love on VHS. But that's it. Let's go ahead and dive right into this thing.
We're quite honored. Thank you.
Yes.
It's
Very much honored.
Very lovely gift.
And it makes me definitely want to have like a VHS setup.
Yeah,
now.
we will get one for sure.
I want to get a box TV.
In honors.
And then a classic VHS player. Just in case I want to experience that classic aesthetic. Alright, so just heads up, a lot of this is going to be Stanley Kubrick. Actually, this entire box right here is nothing but Stanley Kubrick films. So,
it's in such good condition.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I had no idea. And it looks like a lot of these are in their wrap. They're in,
oh my gosh,
like, really good casings. But let's start off with this one. This is the Killing. This is The Killing from Stanley Kubrick. Wonderful film. I actually own this on Criterion. One of Stanley Kubrick's earliest films. It's a heist noir film, and I think it's pretty underrated amongst the films that he's made. And obviously, the reason why a bunch of these are Stanley Kubrick is because I wanted first dibs on pretty much all the Stanley Kubrick films, because Stanley Kubrick is my favorite filmmaker of all time. So, you know, I had to get my hands on as much Kubrick films in his collection as I could. But, yeah, I own this on Criterion, and I think it's a really underrated film, and I think everybody should watch it. So please check out The Killing.
Beautiful.
Yep, and then Spartacus. This is a film that I actually haven't seen yet. It was funny because me and Jen were talking about this earlier today.
Yeah, I confused him for the other guy.
Caligula.
I was like, oh, that guy's gross.
Yeah, so this is a film that I haven't seen yet. Kirk Douglas is in it. He's a wonderful actor. But I haven't seen it. It's a long movie, obviously. It's got the double VHS tape action going on. But I'm gonna see it one day, obviously. I mean, maybe I should watch it on VHS. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, I plan to see it. This is one of the few Kubrick films that I haven't seen yet. So it's really cool to own that as well. Lolita, because it's Stanley Kubrick, and I have to own it. Even though this is probably my least favorite Kubrick film that I've seen so far, it's still a pretty good movie. Like, it's still really good. So, I mean, and it's Stanley Kubrick, so I have to own it. Yeah, so that's that. Then we got Dr. Strangelove. Wonderful satire on the conditions of the Cold War and nuclear warfare. And I actually talked about this film a little bit for my recent review for Failsafe, which this is basically the satirical, spoofy version of what that film was going for. And Stanley Kubrick absolutely nails it. Peter Sellers, absolutely amazing in this film. Yeah, I mean, really, really great film with great performances and great characters. Satirical genius all around. Really great stuff. Really great stuff.
Cool.
And then, of course, we got Stanley Kubrick's. Kind of feels wrong to say magnum opus because I feel like all his films are his own magnum opus. But 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Holy cow.
Really, really cool stuff. Really cool cover. I was not expecting this cover, to be honest with you.
Kind of freaked me out a little.
The Deluxe Letterbox Edition.
Oh, that's so cool.
This is really cool.
Awesome.
This is really cool. I did not expect this cover, and it's pretty dope, pretty daring. I'm pretty sure for people who've never seen the film, they'll look at the cover like, what the fuck?
What am I looking at?
When is that going to happen in the movie? But, I mean, I can't really talk more. I mean, I will add nothing to the conversation when it comes to a film of this magnitude. I mean, it's the greatest achievement in filmmaking ever, and just mind-blowing all around filmmaking. Yeah, it's 2001: A Space Odyssey. I don't think I need to talk about it.
Can you say?
Yeah. Okay, Barry freaking Lyndon.
Look how
Yes.
fat it is.
It's a thick one. Yeah, this is actually my favorite Stanley Kubrick film of all time.
Oh my gosh.
Really great stuff. Really, really great stuff. Got some stain on it, but that's okay.
No, it's cool.
Because
good stains.
yeah, I mean, dude, it's just such an old release. I mean, who the
I
fact
didn't
that
think they even
the
had
fact
it.
that these are even in any condition is just like insane to me. But yeah, Barry Lyndon. This is to
That's
me.
awesome.
You know, I said The Killing is probably his most underrated, but I think this, I don't know, because now Barry Lyndon is starting to make a kind of like resurgence. I think more people are starting to appreciate it more, but I still think this is probably his most underrated film besides The Killing, because this film is a true masterpiece from start to finish. I mean, I have a whole video talking about this film, so I really won't go on and on about it. So if you haven't seen that video that I did on Barry Lyndon about the three reasons why you should check it out immediately, watch that video. I think I did pretty well if I don't say so myself. But yeah, Barry Lyndon, fantastic piece of filmmaking. Every frame of this film is a work of art, and I think you should check it out.
It sure is.
Yep.
It sure
And
is.
then we have The Shining, which
Hey.
was this all in wrap? This wasn't even opened yet. This is
Cool.
insane.
That's what I've been telling
That's
you.
insane. This is awesome. I have to give a huge shout out to Kaylin in the Discord, because
Hey, Kaylin.
I was not expecting to receive this film, because he had told me that someone had dibs on it already. So when he told me that I was going to be receiving this film, I was like, I thought you said had dibs, and then he's like, oh yeah, well, Kaylin said it was alright if you had it, and I was like, that is
Oh,
so special. I appreciate that very much. That level of
Yes.
sacrifice
I
really means a lot to
know.
me.
It's like double the
So-
kindness and sweetness. That's so sweet.
So here I have a completely.
You don't deserve it.
I don't. I'm a piece of shit. I have a sealed version of The Shining on VHS. That's really freaking cool. I
Aw.
love it. Probably my favorite horror. Probably my ultimate favorite horror film of all time.
That's so cool.
Just like from start to finish, this film is such a unique and intense psychological experience that is like almost hard to just like put into words. But sound design, the score in this film is amazing. Camera work, everything is fantastic with this film. Not to mention the iconic performance from Jack Nicholson.
Yep.
All right, then we got Full Metal Jacket, which is another fantastic war film. Really, the first half of this film is more of a disturbing psychological experience about just the brutal nature and the brutal consequences of going into the Marines and being part of the American military machine. But the second half of this film is still really great, for sure, and holds up pretty well on its own. And yeah, there's that. So that's the Stanley Kubrick collection. I think that's all of them that are in this box. I have a second box, by the way,
Yeah. Look at that.
with some other nice little treats. So let me get that.
Little dolls.
Well, my toes.
Yep. You don't even gotta pay for those.
You get toe shots for free. All right, let's open up this bad boy
Carefully.
carefully.
Oh.
Oh god,
Oh.
there we go.
Yeah.
All right, so here's some other films we got here.
Yay.
So we got
What we got?
Nashville on VHS. Robert Altman film, as my friend Mitchie from Australia likes to say. Yeah, I mean this is also a really great film, and I just figured, well, if you got it, I'll take it. I also have a review on this, so please check
Very
that out
good.
as well. Yeah, I mean it's basically a 3-hour movie on the big time country scene that was going on in America, especially in the South, and follows like 20 different characters, but still manages to be pretty engaging, even though we don't focus that much on singular characters. It still manages to be a pretty engaging and well-written film, especially for all the music that's in it. I think all the music is original for the film, and some of the actors themselves in the film wrote their own songs, and it's pretty incredible how just how it came out. And I think some of the actors in this film are also just artists as well. But yeah, Nashville, really great stuff. I'm glad I own it.
Quite interesting.
This is Barton Fink. Had to have it because it's Barton Fink. It's a fantastic film. Again, I think this is one of Coen Brothers' most underrated films, in my opinion. John Turturro's great. John Goodman's great. It's really a great film for people that I think love filmmaking and love screenwriting in general. I mean, I think your casual moviegoer can like it, but I think this film is more geared towards people who, have a passion for filmmaking and the art of filmmaking, because the characters and the subject matter is geared towards that kind of crowd. But I mean, very well done. This is one of their earlier films, and I think it's one of their best, actually. So.
Yeah.
Speaking of Coen Brothers, we got another Coen Brothers film, Fargo, which is an absolute masterpiece.
Sure is.
This film is incredible from start to finish. I have no problem with this film. I think it's basically a pitch perfect film. Performances are great, characters are great, the story, the way it unravels is great. The comedy and the writing is fantastic. It's just a fantastic film from pretty much every phase I could think of. So Fargo.
Cool.
Also have a review for that. I got a review for like all this stuff. I got a review for Barton Fink, Fargo.
Check it out.
I don't have one for Apocalypse Now though. But I mean, what's there to say about Apocalypse Now? I mean, this is, I don't know. Is it my favorite war film ever made?
Is it?
I'm not gonna claim that right now, but it's definitely up there as one of my favorite war films ever made. Obviously, this is from Francis Ford Coppola, behind the iconic Godfather films, and just really, really great film. A lot of what makes this film special is the vision behind it, whether it's the editing and the direction. As one of the best opening sequences of a film that I've ever seen, and a lot of that is, again, thanks to the vision and the editing. Really, really fantastic film. Stylistic, very impactful, and I haven't seen it in quite some time. I gotta check it out again, because it's been at least like 6 or 7 years since I've seen it.
A long time.
All right, and we have now Being There. This is a film that I actually saw recently and reviewed recently. Another film starring Peter Sellers. A really calm and chill film, but also impactful and meaningful in a lot of different ways without really trying too hard to be meaningful. I mean, again, I go on and on about it in my review, but
quite subtle.
Yeah, it's a very subtle piece of filmmaking, very satirical. Has a lot to say, again, without really doing too much. I think it's one of the things that I respect a lot about it.
Yeah, has a lot of human.
Yeah, it's a very human film.
Yeah.
But I think that's it, guys.
Oh,
that's all I got.
Too. Look at that bubble.
Yeah, if I could just let me see.
Yep.
Hold on. But yeah, this is what it looks like displayed out there. Looks fucking
Beautiful.
Gorgeous. And I'm truly honored and grateful to have friends that just give me stuff for free.
Free. Seriously, it's very kind and means a lot, honestly.
It's really awesome. Again, this makes me want to get a VHS player and just get a VHS set up, so I can kind of experience some films with that kind of classic aesthetic. Because I think there's something about that aesthetic that is, for me, kind of comforting. Maybe it's because I'm just kind of like nostalgic to it. But at the same time, I think just by its own nature, there's something very raw about it that I think a lot of people would find quite comforting and really interesting to experience in that way.
It's classic.
That's about it, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video.
Yeah.
I just released a review for Blonde from Andrew Dominic. If you haven't checked that review out, please do. And also don't forget that the Horror Film Festival actually extended the deadline for a few more days, so the deadline's going to be on the 10th of October. So if you know anybody who wants to submit, or if you would like to submit something before then, please do. And also, the event is going to be on October 30th, Sunday, October 30th, probably around like 9 or 10 p.m. I'll definitely make an announcement, but that's about it. Those are all the little stupid announcements I got to make. If you really enjoyed this video, please give it that thumbs up and share it amongst your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to be updated on more film-related content.